You're ready.
All right. Have you ever gone from skiing in the mountains straight to the beach in a matter of hours? Have you ever learned from teachers that come from all over the globe? Have you ever walked unfamiliar streets in a city where you know no one? Well, I had all these experiences and much more last spring of 2012 when I went to London and studied abroad for the semester. Today, I would like to tell you a little bit about that experience and why you should go. But first, I'll tell you how you could go, where you could go, what you could do, and finish up with why you should do it. In the fall of 2011, I decided that I would like to go study abroad, and I was in Wichita at the time, and I started researching different programs that I could do. The first place that I stopped was the Office of International Education here at Wichita State, where they have the Office of Study Abroad. So they were very helpful in helping me determine how long I wanted to go and where I would like to go. But since they did not offer the location and the type of classes that I needed, I was able to find a different program, and they approved it, and I was able to go to London in the spring of 2012. Now, deciding where you should go is also very important based on what your interests are. For example, I've known a few friends that went to China because their interests are in business, and so they signed up to go to China for either classes in business or an internship in China. For me, my interest is in history and culture, so I went to Europe, where I was able to see a lot of different historical monuments and other very interesting cultural things about Europe that you just don't get to experience here in America. Now, obviously, once you decide where you want to go, there's a lot that you can do. To give you an example, I'll just tell you of what I did last year for my spring break. I was in London, and it was the middle of March, and I had a friend who was working in Geneva, Switzerland. So I took a flight from London to Geneva and met her there, and we went up to the French Alps and went skiing for 4 days. And I took a shuttle to the airport in Geneva and flew down to Nice, France, which is south of France, on the beach, where it was automatically warm and sunny. I was able to swim in the ocean and hang out. And then I went from Nice to Paris for the remaining 3 days of that trip. And in that time, I saw so many different interesting things and met so many interesting people. And that was just one of the many trips that I took on spring break that changed, my perspective on the world forever. Now, why you should go. BBC News, in a report last spring, said there's no better way to understand other cultures than to take a trip and immerse yourself into the culture for an extended period of time. I would completely agree with this because before I left, I had a lot of preconceived notions about the different people of the world, and all sorts of stereotypes that one would assume just because we're American and we have thoughts about other places. But when you go and you actually meet people, you realize that everyone in the world is not what you think they are. best example would be in France, when Americans assume that the French are unkind to foreigners and don't like us, and they just are content to be unambitious and drink wine all day and smoke cigarettes. That's not the case. I found the French to be very inviting and hospitable, and actually made a friend that I still keep in touch with over there on one of my trips. So, in conclusion, I would just like to say that I think anyone can do it. Financial aid could be applied to a study abroad trip, and it'll undoubtedly change the way that you think about world culture and yourself for the rest of your life. Thank you.
All right,
I
thank
forgot my
you.
visual aids. Here. Just had a couple pictures. So, that's Venice, Italy, and that's Prague, Czech Republic. But,
Yay. Yes?
Emily, did you hear Margaret Thatcher passed away yesterday?
I did hear that. Jacob?
I think you're still recording.
Oh, you're right.